Which of the following graphs shows a line with both a positive slope and a positive x-intercept? Okay, so this one is just asking us to look at the graphs, and you have to remember the basic concepts like when a slope of a linear equation is positive, that just means going left to right, the line is going to be going up. Doesn't have to be way up, it can just be slightly. And if it has a positive x-intercept, well, this is the positive x-intercept. And it goes negative this way. So it's just telling you to look at the graphs and seeing which one goes up from left to right and also crosses there. So an easy example would just be that, the x-intercept. All right, that is one of the worst lines I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? Hey, I'm going to get better at this. Okay? We're going to be doing like 2,000 problems. So I'll eventually learn to get better at this. But, so you just look at this and see which graph matches that. And in our question, it would be letter B would be the answer. And that one should be pretty easy for you on the test. If y equals 10.2 minus the cube root of x, for what value of x does y equal 9? So, okay, this one doesn't seem so bad unless you're scared of the radicals or the cube roots. So we have our equation, we know that y equals 9. So let's just go ahead and substitute 9 in for y. So, okay, I want to go ahead and make the variable be positive. So I'm going to bring the cube root of x over here and bring 9 over there. Subtract 9 over here. I'm going to add the cube root of x. So we're going to have the cube root of x equals 10.2 minus 9. That would be 1.2. And then we have to do the opposite, just like we always do, solving for a variable. So the opposite of cube root would be to cube both sides. So since it's a cube root, it can be negative, so it's not always plus or minus. It's going to be just x. And over here, 1.2 cubed, after you plug it into your calculator, it is 1.728. So there you go. That's it. A rectangular flower bed has an area of 81 square feet and is 9 times as wide as it is long. What is the perimeter of the flower bed? Of course, as we all know, area of a rectangle equals length times the width. So, okay, our goal in these is always to be able to write one of the sides, either the length or the width, in terms of the other one. So we're going to do our let sentences. So we're going to let x equal the length. Now, the problem said the width is 9 times the length. So the width is going to be 9x. So we're going to use that for an equation. It already told us that the area was 81. So we're going to have 81 equals x times 9x. Well, that's going to be 81 equals 9x squared. So go ahead and divide both sides by 9. So I'm going to move over here. So we're going to have 9 equals x squared. Okay, so what we can do here is just square root both sides. Now, normally, the square root of 9 could either be 3 or negative 3, right? But since we're dealing with distance, obviously it can't be negative. So we got 3 equals x. So x is the length. So what's the width? 9 times 3? 27 for the width and 3 for the length. And I forgot what it was even asking. Oh, okay. So we're going to use that, but they want to know what the perimeter is. Remember what perimeter is? It's where you add up all the outside sides of a shape. So, and the equation would be perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Well, 2 times the length is 3, so we got 6. And our width is 27. What's 2 times 27? Well, that would be 54. 54 plus 6 would be 60 feet, because perimeter will just be in feet, whereas area would be in square feet. And there we go. All right, you don't be so scared of these word problems. They're not so bad. The function s, where s of t equals 63.158t plus 200, represents the correlation between likely test score s of t and the number of hours t that Ashley sleeps the night before her test. Approximately how many hours did she sleep the night before she scored a 720? So there's our function. And our S of t, well, they give us that in the problem, right? She scored a 720. So we're just going to plug in 720 for S of t. And then solve for t. So, okay, let's subtract 200 to both sides. Okay, we're going to get 520 equals 63.158 t. Okay, then we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to divide both sides by 63.158. And when we put that in our calculator, we're going to get 8.2 equals t. And that answer kind of makes sense, right? So she slept 8.2 hours the night before she scored a 720 on her test. I wonder if that was a good score on the test. Who knows? Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and don't forget to click that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.